from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office mourning the loss of one of their own. Funeral arrangements now being made for Deputy Floyd Cardenas. The 41-year-old passed away in his sleep. Sheriff Javier Salazar says there were no health problems they are aware of and noted that Cardenas was at work just yesterday. He was with the department for 18 years, serving on the SWAT team, as well as a trainer for the K-9 unit.
Having played a crucial role in developing the vaccines that are out there, Texas Biomed now requiring that all of its employees be vaccinated against COVID-19.
But that's not only for their protection. Jesse Degollado tells us Texas Biomed also wants to protect the primates it uses for infectious disease research.
Early on in the pandemic, Texas Biomed exposed rhesus macaque monkeys to COVID-19, then used them to test what became the Pfizer vaccine, leading to clinical trials on humans and nearly 2 billion people worldwide getting the Pfizer and the other vaccines that followed. Still, the last thing Texas Biomed says it needs now is a COVID-19 outbreak among its 2,500 primates.
So, if one gets it, it can easily spread to hundreds of others within a matter of weeks.
That, they say, could threaten the progress Texas Biomed has made as a leader in the fight against COVID.
Our progress directly leads to the progress of therapies and vaccines in the community.
Even now, he says, the macaque's recovery from their mild to moderate symptoms is helping its research of antibodies and how long they last. Also, they say, with ongoing studies into many other diseases, not just COVID, the primates are routinely evaluated and tested,
so that they can be maintained as clean, healthy colonies that can then be utilized for research as needed.
We have not had a single accidental infection in any of our animals.
Texas Biomed, he says, wants to keep it that way. Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
New at 6, the San Antonio Municipal Court has created a new specialized court docket that is targeting young unlicensed drivers. Erica Hernandez stopped by the SA Road Ready Court to explain how this works.
From July 2020 to July 2021, roughly 17,400 tickets were given to people for driving with an invalid driver's license or no license at all. Of those ticketed drivers, about 29% were between the ages of 17 to 24.
It's a significant amount of individuals that are driving without a driver's license in that age group.
Presiding Judge Carla Obledo has helped put together SA Road Ready Court for young drivers, and it officially launched on July 15th. The ultimate goal of this court is to not only provide resources, but also to reduce the amount of unlicensed drivers on San Antonio roadways.
What we've done with this SA Road Ready Court is created a more structured program. It is a deferred disposition, which is similar to a probation, and it contains timelines that individuals need to complete certain requirements.
The docket for this court is heard every Thursday. Ticketed individuals meet with the judge, and then a timeline is laid out that includes drivers' education courses. It usually takes about 6 months to complete.
Ultimately, we would like to expand this program, but since there's such a significant number of drivers in this age group that are involved in motor vehicle accidents, that's why we really wanted to target this group first.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
We have new information on the man who was hit and killed by an SUV on a northeast side highway early Wednesday. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identifying him as 46-year-old Stuart Meyer. The crash happened just after midnight on I-35 near O'Connor Road. San Antonio police say Meyer was walking on the highway when he was hit. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The SUV driver did stop after the crash and will not face any charges. We've also learned the name of the teen found dead inside a home in northwest Bexar County. It's a story we were following as breaking news yesterday at 5 and 6. The medical examiner says that teen was 16-year-old Fernando Salvador Fabella. He was found dead in a home along Enchanted Dawn along with a 48-year-old man. That man's name has not been released yet. Both were found after family members asked the Bexar County Sheriff's Office to do a welfare check. Sheriff Javier Salazar says so far that incident is being investigated as a homicide. A woman taken into custody by Castle Hills police after leading them on a chase early this morning. That chase ended when she crashed into a fence at the airport. Started a little after 1 near Northwest Military Highway. According to Castle Hills police, the woman pulled behind a business with her lights off. When she was approached by an officer, she took off. Police say she led them to Wurzbach Parkway, eventually along Rhapsody Street, where she crashed into an airport fence. That's where she was taken into custody. She's been charged with evading arrest. Officers are still trying to figure out why she took off.
A San Antonio City Councilman drawing some sharp criticism from colleagues today during a discussion about migrants passing through the Alamo City. The city says that hundreds of asylum seekers are passing through the San Antonio airport every day on their way from the border to final destinations around the country. District 10 City Councilman Clayton Perry lamented that the federal government is not testing the migrants for COVID-19 before allowing them to continue on. He even suggested the city send people to the border to do testing themselves. A city official said many nonprofits are testing migrants, though it's not a requirement. Some other council members bristled at Perry's comments and implied they had racial undertones, something he denied.
Has nothing to do about race. And I too take great offense that we always play the race card on something like this. That's preposterous.
A city official says many of the nonprofit partners are testing migrants, but again, it is not required. Other council members pointed out that COVID-19 is already circulating widely in San Antonio and Texas as a whole.
They call it a fish story without the fish. That's what a group of people have after an early morning ordeal. But this isn't about the one that got away. It's about the one who had to be rescued from the San Antonio River on the far southeast side of town. A 22-year-old man who was out for a nighttime fishing trip ended up spending the night waiting for help. As Katrina Weber reports, rescue crews had a tough time getting to him.
With eyes in the sky, police and firefighters steered their way through the darkness toward a man in trouble along the San Antonio River. They were called to that area near Interstate 37 and Loop 1604 early this morning by his friends. Police say he and another man had waded through the water away from the group late last night, looking for a place to fish, but got lost.
They were fishing, actually. They got too close to the water and the current took them. And then they fought, they struggled, they fought and got tired.
Mitch Chavez's 22-year-old son, Mark, cut his foot along the way. The other man then walked about 3 miles to get help. A rescue crew, meanwhile, had arrived with boats in tow and found Mark Chavez on the riverbank in a hard-to-reach area. They had to fight the terrain and a strong current to finally reach him.
Hopefully he learned his lesson, but I mean, it was scary. It was a scary moment, though.
The man at the center of it all was placed in the back of an ambulance to have his cut feet bandaged. While this rescue did have a happy ending, it definitely was filled with lots of hard work and worry.
I've been all night here, exhausted, you know. I'm glad he's all right. I'm glad it turned out good. Thanks to the firefighters, yeah.
The worry has turned to weariness, but now everyone can rest easy. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Watching some delays on I-37 northbound. This is the view from TransGuide at 37 at Hackberry. Have a crash here just within the past 5 or so minutes, maybe the top of the hour there. You see the fire truck that just pulled up here. You see an ambulance there, so that crews are working on that as well. Also, some major slowdowns on I-10 very close to that area. 28 minutes now from Loop 410 to 37 there. So some major delays. So watch out for that if you're traveling in that area. Looking at the overall map here, some issues on the northwest side as well. We're watching a crash at Loop 1604 at Schoenfeld. That's causing some delays. And then you get a little northwest of there. Northeast of there, I should say, half an hour between 281 and Bandera Road, only 19 minutes the other way. So pretty busy this evening. Again, wants to give you one more view here, 37 at Hackberry. You see emergency crews working there. It looks like 2 lanes blocked there now. So watch out for that this evening and take it easy out there, guys.
All right, thanks, Samuel. Let's take a live look outside with live cam. It would be a good day to take it easy.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, it's 95 degrees. We are feeling all the August things.
Katie was so fired up about the heat, she kicked the trash can at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time believing it.
My foot slipped. It was just
that
a little...
that seems a little more
She still kicked the
believable.
trash can.
slipped. I was just anxious because I was waiting to get our official high for the day. Now we know what it is. It is 98, same as yesterday. So today and yesterday have been our two hottest days so far this summer. And yes, we've still managed to evade that triple-digit mark. Typically, when it comes to our first 100-degree day, on average, we see it in late June. So we've made it all the way to mid to late August. So pretty good here. And this is not necessarily uncharted territory. We have had 23 years with no 100-degree days. We'll keep you updated. It will be really close here over the next several days. High temperatures elsewhere. Century Mark from Del Rio down to Carrizo Springs, 103 the high in Cotulla. Very quiet across the area as far as satellite and radar goes, with the exception of the higher terrain of northern Mexico. There's a cluster of storms there. It's not moving very much. Eagle Pass, Maverick County, even Del Rio. Keep an eye on that activity for you, but it should stay west of the Rio Grande this evening. Our heat index, even at this hour, is above 100 degrees. This will be the trend for the next several days. We'll get you a sneak peek of your weekend forecast coming up in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
We're awaiting our daily briefing or twice weekly briefing from City Council. We are expecting the mayor and County Judge Nelson Wolff to join us momentarily with an update on the COVID situation in our community.
And we know that as of yesterday, only 6% of hospital beds were available, a continuing concern. Let's listen in here.
I'm joined by Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff, Metro Health Assistant Director Dr. Anita Kirian, and University Health's Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Brian Alsip. Let's look at our progress and warning indicators again. Our positivity rate dropped this week to 16.9%, with more testing occurring in schools and the community. Please know that our hospital systems are still under severe stress. Our daily COVID hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and those on ventilators increased when compared to last week. Overall, we remain at the severe risk level. Just a quick note, we have been notified that there have been some phishing emails circulating claiming that they are with the county and are tracking vaccines. This suspicious email is requesting people to fill out a form with the personal information. The county has not sent out anything like this and does not ask residents to provide personal information by email. Regarding our cases, today we are reporting 1,382 cases of COVID-19. Our 7-day moving average is 1,597. We are sadly reporting 7 new deaths. To date, we've lost a total of 3,710 friends here in San Antonio, neighbors and loved ones to this virus. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. At this time, 65.9% of Bexar County residents are fully vaccinated, and 81.8% of residents have received at least one dose. There are 1,382 patients in area hospitals. There are 212 new admissions, 22 of which are pediatric cases, 371 in ICU, and 253 on ventilators. 87% of patients in area hospitals are unvaccinated. Now to the judge.
Thank you, Claude. Let me first express my sorrow regarding Governor Abbott's contacting COVID. He has no symptoms at the time, but he is given an infusion of Regeneron. I want everybody to know that is available here in San Antonio. You need to get your doctor's prescription. It's out at the Bexar County Expo Hall. They will give you all the instructions of when your appointment is and when you can go out. Since we started this last week, we've given about 500 infusions, as many as 80 in one day. So that does help you and prevent you, hopefully, from going into the hospital. So I would urge you, if you've got COVID and you've got some symptoms, get hold of your doctor, and you may want to take advantage of using the same thing that the governor's using today. Let me tell you, we got a new hero here in San Antonio, and that's Superintendent Pedro Martinez. The Attorney General sued him today. That's a badge of honor as far as I'm concerned. I want to thank him for mandating school masks and for requiring vaccinations. Also want to thank the Northside School Board, who voted yesterday to mandate masks. I got a call from Superintendent Lloyd Versta today from Southwest School District. They're going to be doing the same thing. So the school districts across the state are stepping up and saying we're going to take care of our children and make sure that we do everything we can by mandating the face mask and protecting them from COVID. The lawsuit that we got the temporary injunction on I think just a few minutes ago, the Fourth Court of Appeals upheld that injunction. Now, the temporary injunction means that the governor's order is not effective until the trial date of December 13th, I think. Of course, they will appeal it to the Supreme Court, and we may not do so well there, but a good victory today by the Fourth Court of Appeals upholding the temporary injunction against the governor. We're getting about 200 patients every day going into the hospital. Hospitals are doing a much better job by being able to move the patient on out, whether it's to a long-term facility, whether it's a nursing home, or whether they're going back home. It's younger people that are going into the hospital today, so that they're recovering a little quicker. But 200 almost every day is going into our local hospitals. Bexar County Hospital, and you'll hear in a few minutes from Dr. Bryan also, but they are looking at maybe as soon as we know about the booster shot or the third shot, maybe opening up back up at Wonderland Mall. We're waiting to see what the timeline will be on that. We're preparing for it in case we do get the vaccines to be able to do that. We did receive 295 nurses that began working in our local hospitals. We expect another 315 to come very soon. I want to thank Lieutenant General Laura Richardson. By the way, she's just going to get a 4th star. The Army North is setting up again to help in 6 different states with respect to nurses and nurses' aides. So, again, thank General Richardson and Army North for doing that. That's all I got, Claude. Got it.
Thank you, Judge. So, to find a testing location, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov.
A ton of information in this briefing today. You saw that was not the mayor who was there. County judge was there, yes, but we're hearing now from Claude Jacob, the new Metro Health Director, revealing a lot of the new numbers today. And I want to talk about hospitalizations. He said there were 212 new hospitalizations, people now in the hospital because of COVID-19. And of those, just yesterday. And of those, 22 were pediatric cases. And that is something that a lot of people are paying attention to with this Delta variant. The 7-day average, another number that we always look at, well above 1,000. It is 1,597 cases right now.
Yeah, he also put out a warning that there's a phishing email. There's a fake email that's going around that's telling county residents that the county wants to know if they're vaccinated or not, and they want their personal information. Do not answer that. The county is not sending out a survey and will not send out a survey on your vaccination status. That is a scam that is out there, and it's so prevalent that the Metro Health Director decided to bring it up. Also wanted to mention, we've been getting some questions about testing. People who maybe don't have the internet savvy or don't have internet access at all, wondering how they can find out where testing sites are. You can call 311, and I believe it's option 8. And that'll tell you where some of the testing sites are. And I believe you can set up a reservation, or you can just show up at one of those testing sites that's listed. Again, you just dial 311 to find out that information.
All right, something else I do want to note here, that the monoclonal antibody treatment, that's the treatment a lot of people are hearing about. The governor is undergoing that treatment. It is available here.
Yes.
People have to have a doctor's referral for that, but it's available at the Freeman Expo Hall. The judge saying that they have given out 500 of those treatments. Regeneron since it opened, since last week rather. And also the Fourth Court of Appeals has upheld the city and the county's mask mandate. So that stands as of now, but we're certainly expecting that to be appealed up to the Texas Supreme Court. We'll continue to follow it.
Yeah, a lot of news coming out of today's briefing. Let's move over to the weather situation outside. And, you know, when she's not kicking cans, she's giving forecasts. Katie Blake joins us.
Multi-talented.
Yes, you are.
Well, depends on the day. A hot forecast, very typical mid to late August weather for us here. But we're just here to remind you that if you're going to be doing a lot of yard work, especially as we get to the weekend, just make sure you're taking frequent breaks and staying hydrated, because this heat can take a toll on your body. We're Texas tough, but it can sneak up on you if you're not careful. This evening, it will be hot and muggy out there, but also breezy. Thankfully, we'll hang on to a decent breeze even after the sun goes down. Skies will become completely clear this evening, but just like today, we'll pick up a couple hours of some morning clouds tomorrow before breaking through to mostly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. I do think we'll see high temperatures jump back into the upper 90s tomorrow, but with humidity hanging tough throughout the day, our heat indices will be back above 100. I think they'll be close to 105 during the hottest part of the day for a lot of us. Looking ahead here through the weekend, early next week, a little ridge of high pressure will build in from the Gulf of Mexico. This is not going to be as intense or strong as the heat high that we sometimes talk about during the summer months, but this will kind of put the kibosh on any chance of rain and help to keep us hot here. Our air temperatures all the way through early next week, upper 90s. That keeps our heat indices, again, right around 105, with a few degrees to fluctuate here or there. So a lot of outdoor time this weekend. Just make sure you're staying hydrated. We will kick a very low chance of rain back in by early next week as that little ridge of high pressure retreats off to the north. We've also got some tropics updates. More on that next half hour. Steve, Myra.
Okay, thanks, Katie.
Sports is up next.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys offensive tackle La'el Collins didn't finish yesterday's practice because of some discomfort in his neck-back area, but the team doesn't feel it's a significant issue. He will be further evaluated this week, and it seems unlikely Collins will play in Saturday's home preseason game against the Houston Texans. He missed all of last season with a hip injury. And Houston Texans fourth-string quarterback Deshaun Watson made a brief appearance during today's practice at the Houston Methodist Training Center. He worked out individually for 45 minutes on the rehabilitation field. Today marked the first time this week media saw him practicing. It is time to meet Johnson Jaguars freshman football players Sherry Scott and Cara Rosado. Both got into the sport for different reasons, and from talking with them, it's pretty obvious they are passionate about football and proving they belong between the lines. They are super cool young ladies who play on both sides of the ball, but they like the defensive side just a little bit better.
I play receiver and safety. I play corner and running back. At first I liked receiver more, but now I'm starting to lean more toward safety.
And why is that?
Because I like to hit people.
You like to hit people.
Definitely corner.
And why is that?
I get to blow people up.
Football is a contact sport, and clearly Sherry Scott and Cara Rosado don't shy away from it. From lifting weights to on-field workouts, these two are giving it their all, knowing the pain is worth it.
It's all pretty tiring, and at the end of the day, you're just like, oh, I want to get my helmet off. But in the end, it all pays off whenever you're out on the game day field and you're just playing with everyone. It's pretty competitive because I want to lift more than like the boys, but I also know I have my limits. I'm going to admit I threw up on the second day. The helmets are pretty tight too, so it just hurts overall. But it's pretty fun, so it's okay.
Girls playing tackle football is becoming more common. Still, it can take some convincing to get the parents on board.
I had to kind of convince my dad because he thinks that the dudes are going to hurt me, but I'm like, it's fine.
My mom was terrified and she cried when I told her that I was going to play football. She was like, no, you're not. Well, here I am.
Here you are.
So, yeah.
Not taking no for an answer, Cara, who also wrestles, is determined to break down barriers females face when it comes to playing male-dominated sports.
I am trying to prove a point because I feel like it's a male-dominated world and like somebody has to break that cycle.
Johnson varsity head football coach Mark Soto tweeted, Sherry and Cara now have 68 brothers. And yeah, sometimes brothers can get on your nerves.
A lot of them are really nice. They can get a little annoying sometimes, but all family does that.
Football teams are one big family, and the sport will also teach you life lessons along the way. Cara and Sherry have great advice for other females looking to play football.
Do what you love. Don't listen to other people because there's going to be a lot of people who tell you that you shouldn't be able to do football and that you're a girl and you're too weak to do it.
Do it. It might be weird at first, but you just got to do it.
Go out there, try your hardest. Even if you're not the best on the team, you're still doing what you love, and that's what anyone else can do. That's the best anyone can do.
Some fantastic advice.
Yeah, go girls.
Yeah. By the way, the mother-daughter discussion there about football, I've had that discussion a few times.
Yeah,
applies to.
You've gotten that look before, right?
Some of my children,
daughters
yeah.
as well.
Yes.
Our KSAT Q&A up next.
Separating the fact from the fiction when it comes to COVID-19 and the surge that we are seeing right now, Dr. Ruth Bergeron, an infectious disease specialist from the Long School of Medicine at UT Health San Antonio, joins us now, as she does every week, most weeks. Thank you, Dr. Bergeron, for being with us. I know that you did a round on the infectious disease patients today, but you also are in constant contact with the people who are on the COVID floor. What are they telling you about the situation right now?
Well, the message from my colleagues that are rounding on the COVID patients today is please get vaccinated. They're really, really heartbroken about some of the cases that they're taking care of, particularly a couple of pregnant women that we've had who've needed to get on heart-lung bypass machines, what we call ECMO. And this is just devastating to watch, and we know that it's preventable. I spoke to one of my internal medicine colleagues who said that 4 out of 15 patients on her, it was more than half of her patients were COVID, and that she had heard about a family situation where the father had died, leaving his spouse who got COVID and then had no help and was injured in a fall, and then one of their adult child got COVID and was hospitalized. And so it's really devastating whole families. And the vaccine works. The vaccine prevents hospitalization and death. And we wish everybody would get it.
In the city and county briefing today, we heard about more pediatric hospitalizations, and that's a huge concern for so many families and parents, especially right now with some kids heading back to school in the coming days. So what can you tell us about cases in children in the hospital that your colleagues are seeing?
Certainly, we're seeing much more in COVID in the pediatric population. I want to emphasize that the risk for a child getting deathly ill with COVID is really low. I don't want people to feel terrified, but we have no way of predicting who's going to get really sick and who is not. So until we can get our kids vaccinated, masking is really, really important right now. It's not that much of an inconvenience to wear your mask and teach kids to wear their masks until we can get people vaccinated.
I know that with the going back to school, a lot of healthcare workers have said, we're bracing for higher numbers because of that, not only with kids, but of course teachers and other school staff. So are we seeing an increase with more people in close quarters? Has there been an impact from that yet that you're seeing?
Well, so, we've been surging now for the last 2 weeks or so, and we seem to be reaching a peak that's pretty close to our all-time high. It seems to maybe be faltering a little bit at this level, but of course, school just started for most school districts, and we don't know where it's going to go from here. So these curves do flatten down, but they don't do so out of some sort of magical thing that happens or of the virus suddenly changing. These curves of virus outbreak, they come down when people change their behavior. So it's all up to us. If we can manage to get people to mask and keep their distance and get vaccinated, we can help bring these curves down instead of seeing them continuing to go up and up and up.
I want to talk about booster shots. Your advice for people in general, and especially if you have Pfizer or Moderna, I think that there's still data to be covered when it comes to Johnson & Johnson, but your advice for people when it comes to booster shots.
So I just want to use the term third dose, which is being recommended. We're calling it a third dose rather than a booster. And let's start with people who are immunocompromised. It's very clear that those people, like solid organ transplant patients, chemotherapy patients, they have a much higher risk of breakthrough right now and a higher risk of getting really ill and going to the hospital. So they are the people that we are focusing on first. We are asking them to get their third dose, to stick with Pfizer if they had Pfizer, and stick with Moderna if they had Moderna. And it needs to be at least 28 days after your second dose that you get your third dose. So that's really the emphasis at the moment. Of course, everyone has heard that there's now a recommendation that everybody else is going to get a third dose starting September 20th. And I want to emphasize that you shouldn't rush out and jump the gun and get that dose before September 20th. Notice how quickly the recommendations keep changing. September 20th is still a whole month away. And it will get rolled out gradually, and we'll be focusing on nursing home residents, very elderly people, healthcare, and frontline workers, just as we did when the initial vaccine was first rolled out.
You know, we talked a little bit about your colleagues and what they are seeing, and I know that we have covered here how healthcare workers, they have been the subject of frustration, the target of frustration for some families, who were going through a really tough time. What are your colleagues dealing with in the hospital? How are they handling these situations where, like you said, pregnant women are very, very sick and in, horrible situations because they're unvaccinated?
Yeah, this is really hard. This is the third big surge, and it's almost as high as it was at the highest level. And people are tired. They're frustrated, and some of them feel really despairing. And they wrestle with emotions, knowing that some of these tragedies could really be prevented. But all of us need to stay strong. We need to stay committed. We need to remember our calling and just be kind and compassionate and non-judgmental. It really helps to dig in and find a non-judgmental stance, because that helps you just connect to why you're a healer in the first place. And we can do this, but we need to be compassionate for our patients, and also compassionate towards ourselves.
Dr. Ruth Berggren with the UT Health SA Long School of Medicine. Always appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to give you a heads up about some construction work that's coming in Boerne this weekend. The birds that we talked about a couple of months ago have flown away, so work can begin. They're going to try again to demolish the old Main Street Bridge over I-10. So that means the main lanes of I-10 will be closed in both directions from State Highway 46 to Scenic Loop Road. That will be from tomorrow night, again, tomorrow night at 9 through 5 a.m. Monday morning. Traffic will be diverted to the frontage roads you see there, and signs will be posted. We'll have more on this, of course, on KSAT.com if you missed any of that. But again, this begins tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. In that area in Boerne. This evening in the area, let's take a look at things as we head over here to the wall. You can see 25 minutes from downtown, from Boerne to downtown, and 25 minutes the other way, so things looking a lot better on I-10 right now. Taking a look inside 1604, 13 minutes each, 12 to 13 minutes each way. This is Boerne there. Things looking fine in that area. Still have some issues here and there across the area. This is clearing out on 1604. We told you about that earlier, but still some delays out there on 1604. And let's hear, this is 37 at Hackberry. We talked about this. Looks to be clearing up soon, so that's good news for everyone out there, guys.
Thanks, Samuel. Take a look outside with live cam, some big puffy clouds out there. This is the point of the year where I get excited when we drop a degree.
Yeah.
Just one. That's all right.
These are considered the dog days of summer,
Yeah.
Are they not?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
We're in it.
Well, I think so. And Sarah Spivey did a dive into that, why it's called that. And it's really interesting. And now I'm going to have to go look it up. She did some really, I know it's online, KSAT.com somewhere. I'll try to go dig it up, but there's a reason why they're called the dog days of summer. This morning's low was 80. So we didn't drop below 80. Up to 98 again this afternoon. Still no triple digits in the planning forecast, but we're going to get awfully close. We'll take a look at that, and I'll have a tropics update for you coming up in just a couple minutes.
The intrigue surrounding the dog days of summer continues.
Yeah.
It has to do with Hellenistic astrology and the heat that's connected with drought, sudden thunderstorms, lethargy, fever, and mad dogs.
And I think that our producer is getting feverish as we continue this conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
It's also bad luck, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad luck also one of them.
Okay. just want to stay away from that.
Yeah.
So if you missed it, Greg Simmons earlier in the day has been keeping track of Hurricane Grace from Cancun. Unfortunately, this has coincided with his vacation. I feel really bad. So Greg, I hope you get, not that you're watching, but I hope you can get a margarita or something because her Grace kind of messed up your vacation. Here's the latest on Grace. It continues to move west. It did make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane over the Yucatan Peninsula earlier in the day. It's re-emerging over open water now, could re-intensify back to Category 1 hurricane status, and then it will wash out over parts of Mexico as we get into the weekend, so no impacts on our forecast. We've also got Tropical Storm Henri, and as Grace kind of washes out this weekend, Henri will take center stage, expected to become a Category 1 hurricane over the open Atlantic this weekend, approaching parts of New England by late this weekend, Sunday, as a Category 1 hurricane. So that will be something to watch for that part of the country. Meanwhile, here at home, we are keeping things very summer-like. Upper 90s for our high temperatures all the way through the weekend. As far as rain chances go, I'm not even going to toss a low-end chance of rain back in the forecast until about Tuesday of next week. Now, since we are here in the dog days of summer, if you're sick of the heat, even if you're used to it, if you're sick of it, I do want to point out that as far as our summer average high temperatures go, we are officially on the downhill trend. So our summer average highs peak at 97 through the middle of August, and then they drop. So by the end of the month, our average high is going to be 94. Not that we'll be breaking out the sweaters or anything, but our average highs start to drop from this point. So maybe that will bring you at least a little bit of comfort. Quiet over our part of the state for now. There is a big batch of rain over parts of the deep south, some severe weather working into the central plains, parts of Nebraska here up into South Dakota. That's very far away from us, and that's because there's a dip in the jet stream here. A lot of rain making energy where you see this red and orange. That is going to stay well to the north through the central and northern plains tomorrow. Meanwhile, little ridge of high pressure will build in starting tomorrow, continuing through the weekend. And that keeps our rain chances at a minimum all the way through about Tuesday of next week. So tomorrow will be another hot day, a few morning clouds, and then mostly sunny in the afternoon with a high around 98. Elevated heat index readings for the next several afternoons, so stay hydrated and cool out there. And we'll keep an eye on early next week when a few showers could try to sneak in east of I-35 each afternoon, but that probably won't be until about Tuesday, Wednesday. Guys.
Okay, thanks, Katie.
In case you missed it, coming up next.
Here's today's in case you missed it.
Texas Education Agency updating its guidance today to now require school districts to notify teachers, students, staff, and students' families when someone tests positive for COVID-19 in a classroom, extracurricular activity, or after-school program.
A district still required to also notify the local health department. And new at 5, we've learned the name of a 56-year-old man killed in a carjacking over the weekend. He's been identified as Mario Renteria. San Antonio police say he died Sunday while he was changing a tire at a Texaco gas station in the 2400 block of Palo Alto Road.
We're still working to learn the name of a bicyclist who was killed by a driver this morning. San Antonio police say the victim and her boyfriend were riding bikes near Wurzbach Parkway and Wiedner Road. They crossed against a traffic light, and a driver who was taking his kids to school could not stop in time. The woman died on impact.
The boyfriend that was following behind her on another bike pulled out a machete on the driver.
Police say a witness who saw what was happening then pulled out a gun to defuse the situation. Investigators arrived shortly afterward. The driver is not expected to face any charges.
Disney announced its new Genie service for those who visit Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts this fall. The free service will be built into Disney Parks' established apps, along with a paid version called Disney Genie Plus. That allows guests to access the Lightning Lane for $15. Lightning Lane is basically a paid version of Disney's Fast Pass. The Disney Genie allows guests to create their own itinerary and receive recommendations for attractions, entertainment, and dining.
Got some late breaking news out of Austin. After 6 weeks, the standoff is over new voting restrictions. Some Texas Democrats have returned to Austin, giving lawmakers the quorum they need to vote on Governor Greg Abbott's special session agenda.
Most of the 50-plus Democrats who left for Washington in July appear to have dropped their holdout. That hasn't gone over well, though, with the remaining holdouts who have accused the returning Democrats of breaking ranks. But those lawmakers say they successfully pushed the U.S. Congress on voting rights in the Capitol and are ready to continue that fight on the State House floor.
We have a bit of a traffic situation, I-35 and Von Army, affecting both sides, northbound and southbound. You see there's a little bit of a gap there. That means the road is closed. This is how that looks on a TransGuide, slow moving traffic through that area. So if you know people in that area, or if you need people, if you need to head out to that area, Katie, watch out for that, because that is definitely a slowdown. Looks like there's a pretty rough crash there too. So
it looks like
watch
an
out
accident.
for that. Right, and we'll have that on our Twitter page, KSAT Traffic, in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Samuel. Really not much to see here over the next 7 days. It is going to be hot out there, but typical August heat for us. We'll kick back in some low and rain chances not until early next week. So a scorcher of a weekend coming up, guys.
Okay, thanks, Katie. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
We'll see you back here on the Night Beat at 10.